Cynics might say that if the missing 2,000 were regulars rather than sympathisers, they wouldn't be in this mess anyway. The club are riddled with debt, the PFA have been bailing out the players, but there is hope. The corporate recovery company appointed to sort out the financial collapse might call for an adjournment on the grounds of insufficient time to fully investigate the club's affairs. A draw yesterday, stalemate tomorrow in the survival game of the week will be another salvage act. But hope springs eternal, like John Murphy, yesterday's goal scorer, who's 22 today, by the way. The best John, his loyal teammates and devoted manager Kevin Ratcliffe can hope for is a stay of possible execution, followed by a full reprieve. The fans certainly appear to have realised the predicament and all its implications. Let's hope it's not too late. The Diva Stadium regulars don't deserve it, and neither do the staff.
The supporters have done something there. They've sort of said if the club does go into administration, they're willing to back it by the support we've got today. But we don't just need that support today, we need it right the way through. And if people can come out and support us on Tuesday again, that'll be much appreciated.
Well, as a product of the lower leagues, Robbie, and a small club, larger than Chester, but a relatively small club, Port Vale, I mean, you must have great sympathy for the players and what they're going through at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's sad to say when players don't even know if the future from week to week's going to be intact, and when we see at the other end of the scale in the Premiership that there's so much money about in the game, and in some ways it's not filtering through. And there's been so many great players, the likes of Ian Rush, for example, one of the greatest players who's played. It was nurtured at a club like Chester, and you know, now.
What should be done then to protect clubs like Chester, who, for whatever reasons, you know, suddenly find themselves virtually facing extinction?
Yeah, you'd just like to see someone, like I say, some of that financial rewards filtered down the system, and those clubs are allowed to work hard and produce the players. We've talked to Dario Gradi earlier. People like those are the lifeblood of English football, and it's important that they play a part in the game.
The managers like Kevin Ratcliffe, possibly a budding Dario Gradi or John Rudge, who we found out sort of very recently his job's secure at Port Vale now, which must delight you, because he's been one of the great servants and one of the great producers of footballers. And here you are, living proof.
Yeah, and these are the players, these are the managers, sorry, who don't always get the headlines, but they put their hours in and they work hard. And, you know, there's a trend at the moment about getting foreign coaches in, but sometimes we've got to look after our own and give these young managers and play a chance to grow and maybe, you know, one day become, you know, England managers.